Hello friends, this is David Paulides, and you are tuning in to the Missing 411 Project. This is my channel, and I'm with my co-host, the one who makes sure Dad does everything correctly. Say hello, Huck. For those of you who've been following the hundreds of cases we've documented over the years, you know that the stories of the missing rarely end in a neat, tidy closure. We've tracked these terrifying circumstances in over 17 countries, almost every state and every province. But the question that really keeps us awake at night is what happens after the initial search. Today, we are diving into something different. This is the Missing 411 update file. We're looking at cases where new, baffling details have surfaced years, sometimes decades, after the original disappearances. It's in these updates that we see the terrifying echo of those elusive patterns. The same patterns that suggest a force far more organized and perhaps far less earthly is at play. The first case takes us back to Colorado, where the mountains hold secrets in their jagged, unforgiving rock faces. This is the story of Michelle Vanek, and it is etched into the very first book I wrote, Missing 411 Western United States. Michelle, a triathlete and a mother of 4, a woman in peak physical condition, vanished on September 24th, 2005. She was on Mount of the Holy Cross, standing at over 14,000 feet. The mountain itself carries strange omens, a sign of salvation in a place that has only delivered terror. She was with an experienced climber, a family friend. At 13,600 feet, just shy of the summit, Michelle felt ill. She was out of water. She told her companion, "I'll wait here." Here is the terrifying profile point. Separation from a companion when ill. I have said it a million times in Missing 411 research. When the victim is alone, when they are sick or vulnerable, that is when the unknown force steps in. It's almost as though it's waiting for that moment. The companion summited and descended. Michelle was gone. The search that followed was one of the largest in Colorado history. Helicopters, search dogs, everything. But what did the search commander ultimately say? It's truly a mystery as to where Michelle is. 5 search dogs had been over the area where they knew she was. They found nothing. Up above 10,000 feet, there is no cover, just vast, drab gray boulders. She carried a small backpack and ski poles. How do you miss a person and all their gear? The case went cold. 17 years passed. The mountain swallowed its secret. Then, in August 2022, a man and his son were hiking off-trail on the north side in a boulder field. These aren't pebbles. These are car-sized rocks. They looked down and saw one single solitary boot, a Salawa hiking boot. It was later confirmed by DNA, Michelle's left boot. It was found 100 feet from a trail in a boulder field that I guarantee you was searched multiple times. They searched the area again for bones, the other boot, the poles, the backpack. They found absolutely nothing else. The consensus struggles to explain it. If she died there, why just one boot? If she fell, why wasn't she seen by the hundreds of searchers? Here is the truth, based on the Missing 411 data. Michelle was targeted the moment she separated. A localized temporary dimensional rift, a seam in space and time opened. This force is silent. It is quick. It is surgical. It took her, but perhaps a single piece of gear, the boot, was left on the periphery of the event. The rest of her was pulled through a momentary tear in reality. The area must be probed. The boulders on these mountains act as conduits for this phenomenon. The force takes, then sometimes years later, it spits out an incomplete, horrifying piece of evidence. Our next update takes us from the American wilderness to the beautiful, yet incredibly dangerous, Swiss Alps. This is Aiden Roach, a 9-year-old chemical engineer and experienced hiker. He planned a trip to hike the famous Eiger Mountain near Grindelwald. He was keeping in regular contact with his family. His last contact was June 22nd, 2023. He was on the Eiger Trail. This is a well-defined trail. This is not some remote, trackless wilderness. His van was found exactly where he said it would be. This is another terrifying pattern in our research. Experienced hikers vanishing from well-established trails. These locations are often highly mineralized hotspots for our proposed dimensional rifts. The Swiss authorities searched for over a week. Helicopters, posters, nothing. The government gave up. The clock was ticking. The family refused to quit. They crowdfunded 30,000 euros to hire a private search team and helicopter. The sheer persistence of love in these cases is staggering. Aiden's brother, Neil, hiked the exact trail multiple times. They spent the money. They searched, and then, shortly after their private effort began, they made a public announcement. Aiden was found. Not far from where his trail ended. Slightly off trail. And that was it. No cause of death, no explanation of the circumstances, just a brief statement of thanks, and a sudden, impenetrable veil of silence. In my years of research, when a body is recovered, but the details are so sparse, so quickly sealed, you have to wonder what they truly found. Was he in an impossible location? Did the scene defy simple explanation? The lack of information in a case that screamed out for an answer experienced hiker, clear trail, suggests that whatever took him was not a simple accident. The family's quick, silent closure is often a sign that the facts were too disturbing, too otherworldly for public release. Our final update brings us to a highly public mystery, the case of actor Julian Sands. Julian, 65, an experienced mountaineer, went missing on January 13th, 2023. He was on Mount Baldy in Southern California. He loved mountain climbing. He knew the risks. The search was massive. 8 separate, intense searches, committing over 500 hours. The mountain, even after the snow melted, gave up nothing. The K9 units failed. This is the critical failure of the standard search. How do multiple professional search teams with specialized dogs miss a person in a finite area? The answer, I believe, lies in the fact that he was simply not there. 1 week later, on June 24th, local hikers found a boot, then the other boot, then some clothing, and finally, a wallet with Julian Sands' ID. The location was a flat canyon at the 8,400-foot level, an area that should have been covered by multiple grid searches. They found his micro-spiked boots. But no backpack, no helmet. The evidence is incomplete, surgically removed. The official report was vague. They didn't say he fell. They just confirmed the finding. This is not a simple slip and fall. Julian Sands' disappearance and eventual partial discovery falls squarely into the missing 411 profile. The mountain, a temporary dimensional portal, held him for months. It only expelled his partial remains when the environmental conditions shifted. A final, cruel joke played by an unseen force that utilizes these high, mineralized mountains as its hunting grounds. Michelle Vanek's solitary boot, Aiden Roach's silent recovery in the Alps, Julian Sands' partial remains appearing only after all hope and professional effort had vanished. These are not isolated accidents. They are updates that define the chilling reality of the missing 411 phenomenon. The patterns are real. They show that sometimes the answers are not human, and the terrain holds secrets that defy our understanding of time and space. The key to surviving this is information. I still have great compassion for these families. I pray that they find resolution, even if the truth behind the disappearance is terrifying. Be safe, be vigilant, and never, ever separate from your companion when they are ill. Huck says, woof woof, Paulides out.